Hi, Aletha here with Create Your Future. Are you being delusional? Well, we're going to talk about that and we're going to answer that question in just a moment. But before we do that, I want to remind you that Create Your Future is still giving away a free course, How to Find Your Blocks to Manifest Anything Fast, and to also remind you that I have courses available and that I do one-on-one coaching. And if this video resonates with you and if it leaves you with questions, then leave a comment, or better yet, schedule a session with me so that we can talk specifically about what's on your mind and then bring it into fruition, whatever it is your heart desires. Okay, now, are you being delusional? Many people will say to me in coaching sessions that I feel delusional. I feel like I'm pretending. If I imagine that I have the thing my heart desires, considering what's going on in the 3D, it is so opposite. The 3D is not the proclamation of who you are and what your life is or needs to be. The 3D is only a shadow, a mirroring back, a reflection, an illusion of your past thoughts, not your current thoughts. Now, in time, it will be the reflection of your current thoughts. So they are so important. When do we manifest? We manifest in the now, in the moment. So it's not delusional at all to imagine yourself being whatever it is your heart's desiring and feeling those feelings. It's not pretending. It is applying to your mental state, your emotional state, the quantum field, the very thing that your heart desires as though it already exists. And the universe gives us not what we want, but what we believe is our truth. So when you go inside and you start to imagine yourself being that person who is loved by your SP, that person who is extremely wealthy, that person who has unbelievable energy and health, that person who manifests everything their heart desires easily and effortlessly. When you live in that state of consciousness internally in the moment, then that's not a delusion. That is a true hard fact. It is the reality. It's real, and it's the truth that the universe is going to then mirror back to you. But if you place all your attention on the 3D and you give it the meaning that it's real, that it's factual, then you are deluded, because it's not real. You are deluding yourself when you think that the 3D is your true reality. When you base your emotions and your future on what's going on in your current 3D, your current 3D reality is dead. It's not real. It's a mirroring back, a shadow, a reflection of your past thoughts. When you look in the mirror and you see the reflection of your face in that mirror, it will not change by deciding to move your hair or change your anything. It's not going to change until you change externally. So internally, you must be the thing that you want reflected back to you. You can't look in a mirror and expect it to be anything other than what you are here. It's going to mirror back exactly what you are. And that's what the universe does. It mirrors back exactly who we are, what we say we are, what we believe our truth is. If you're believing your truth is what you see in that 3D reality, it's going to be mirrored back to you. But if you say and dismiss it and just let it go and stay in the assumption that your wish is already fulfilled, that you already are loved and valued by your specific person, that you already have energy and perfect health, that you already have an immense amount of money, you're so abundant that you already have whatever it is your heart's desiring. If you live in that state of mind and consciousness and believe that as your truth, internally now in the moment, it must be mirrored back, because that's the law of the universe. And so, do you want to operate with the law of the universe, or do you want to operate with a delusion? You can be delusional and believe and feel and become intensely involved in your 3D reality, or you can believe and become intensely involved in your vision and dwell in it and feel it internally before it ever shows up in the 3D reality. As a matter of fact, it cannot show up in your 3D reality until you first believe it and see it and feel it as your truth now internally. As within, so without. What I believe my truth is internally now in the moment will be reflected back to me. So start being the person you want internally. Start living from that. Start feeling that. That's not a delusion. That's not pretending. That's wisdom. That is how the universe operates. So why don't you come into alignment with how the universe operates and live there and operate in that power, because you are the universe. You are that powerful that you can right now internally imagine yourself saying to yourself, being that person, feeling that person you choose to be internally long before you ever see it in your 3D reality. And you can do that easily and effortlessly by closing your eyes and just seeing yourself being that person, doing whatever it is your heart's desiring from the end of already having it, and feeling the feelings that are yours doing that. Feeling the feelings of being a vibrant, young, beautiful woman who is immensely wealthy and has the love of her life beside her all the time, or him. And when you do that, then you are truly in the truth of who you are, because it exists already in the quantum field. So if you have a desire for something, it already exists, it's yours. Stay there, stay in it, so that when you give it your attention, your awareness, it can come into fruition, because nothing shows up in our world until we're aware of it. So if you're more aware of your 3D reality than you are the 4D reality inside of you, then you're going to get the 3D. And the 3D isn't even your reality. It is an illusion. And you're deluding yourself if you think it is a true reality. The true reality is what's going on inside of you. Your inner conversations. What are you saying to yourself on a regular basis? Are you saying words and encouragements and living from the dialogue that would be yours if you had the thing your heart desires? If you are, then you can expect it to show up any day. And your 3D reality, the event will show up. It must. You have to live from the very thing that your heart desires, as though it's already yours. It's your truth. It is your reality. It is who you are now. And when you do that, it has no choice but to manifest, because that's the way the universe works. So take your attention off the 3D. Remember, it's the delusion, not what you're saying and thinking inside, opposite of it right now. That's not delusion. It's not pretending. That's being smart. It's being wise. It's acknowledging your power, that whatever I think and feel internally becomes my external world. And so I choose and manage what I think and feel internally, so that my external world shows up the way I want it and what I want to experience. And it all comes back to me understanding that what I think and feel internally is the true reality and will be reflected back to me, whether it is bad or positive. And when I say bad, I mean reiterating over and over all the stuff that's going on in your 3D reality that you don't want to experience anymore. You will get either one. The stuff you don't want, whatever you focus on, positive or negative, it's going to show up in your 3D reality. I mean, that's just the truth. And so choose what you want. It's so important to let the 3D go and dismiss it as just that, nothing. It's nothing. It's a shadow. It's not real. And live from what is real, the truth of being the person inside of you that you choose to be, so that it can show up, be reflected back, mirrored back to you, and then become your 3D reality that you are experiencing. So you experience it twice. You experience it in here first, and then you start to experience it out there. Isn't that beautiful? If you have questions or want more insight on this, please schedule a session and I will help you. Blessings.